Hello, Randolph Raiders. This is Mrs. Grayboys here, your IB Magnet coordinator, to talk about our brand new Services Action program here at Randolph Middle School. Services Action is taking the place of community and service hours. So we're going to go ahead and take all that we know about community and service and kind of slide it to the side as we look at Services Action. This is going to follow much more in line with what the International Baccalaureate Middle Years program has in mind for our service. And this is what every CMS Middle Years program magnet is going to be completing for the coming years. So let's pay close attention to how community and service hours are changing to Services Action. What you have in front of you is a letter that outlines all the information, but online, and what you're watching right now, is me previewing and showing you our new community and service website that is up and running that you can use at your disposal throughout the summer and coming into the fall. And everything I discuss is going to be on this website and in the letter that you have. So let's get started. So what is Services Action? Services Action is anything that benefits other people or groups for which you do not receive payment or grade for. So we're really giving our time to a cause bigger than us to help as many people as possible. This coming year, there are some changes where we can accept activities more at the school level and then activities within your community. So pay attention to our guidelines and requirements as we're walking through the Services Action program. All students are to complete 2 services action activities, with 8th grade having 3. That third activity is actually your 8th grade community project. So it's not a third thing outside of school, it's something you're already expected to complete. You can also see that under each of the activities is a different quantity of learning outcomes. Learning outcomes are a set of skills that we hope that you can develop over the course of Services Action in the Middle Years program. So we're hoping that as you're completing your Services Action activities, you can say, you know what, I really persevered and completed learning outcome number 4 and learned how to persevere when I was kind of given these roadblocks. Maybe it's due to my age or travel circumstances, or I really couldn't get involved with something because of some other restrictions. How did you overcome that? So if we go back up, some things that we can't accept this year that we haven't in the past, you may count 1 sport per year, whether this be in school or out school. So if you play on the school soccer team, awesome, that could be one activity, but you cannot also count your club soccer team that you travel with on the weekend. So just 1 sport per year. You can also count 1 club per year. So maybe you're a part of student council, great, count that as one of your activities, but you can't count student council and Science Olympiad. You need to pick one. So look at those learning outcomes and which one's best fit. Okay, and you may also have activities that involve your place of worship, but let's be sure that we are participating in activities that might be dealing with service rather than participating in the religion. Again, all of your learning outcomes are listed right above the information regarding Services Action activity documentation. So when you're completing this documentation, which is all digital, whoop whoop, no more losing sheets, no more having to buy new books, everything's online, you're going to need to provide a brief description of your activity, approximately how many hours you worked on this activity, and a reflection of what you learned and how you met those learning outcomes that we discussed from the list above. You will have to provide the signature of an adult who is not related to you that supervised the activity, and we'll also discuss what that looks like. Everything is going to be submitted through this tiny URL, Services Action, but it is also linked on this web page where you can just click fill out the form and it will take you to the page. The page looks like this. You're going to start with your student name and any other information as you move through. Currently, your homeroom teacher is not a requirement. We're going to remove this for the summer, but once school starts, your homeroom teacher is needed so we can help with documentation purposes. Those entries are submitted over the summer. Myself, Mrs. Grayboys, will list what teachers those go to. So let's go ahead and do a sample real quick. As I move into this next section, I'm going to have to give information regarding the name of the activity, when I completed it, my activity supervisor, what did I complete or who did I complete it with, when I worked on this activity, of course you'd be doing this after the fact, and what outcome I was able to achieve. And then I'd give my brief summary and reflection of what I completed and how this involved the learning outcome that I had chosen above. 8 minimum sentences, minimum of 8 sentences. This should be about 2 paragraphs that really dives into what you accomplished and how it relates to the learning outcomes that you chose above. These will be reviewed and looked over. We're asking for just 2 activities a year, so really give it some thought. You would then submit, and on this final page, you can upload the supervisor documentation form. This document is very much focused on you handing it to your supervisor during your action, having them complete it maybe after. You can actually take a picture of this and on your phone and then add it directly from your phone, or you can upload into Google and link it that way. So it's all digital. If you're unable to access a camera, which you can use on your Chromebook in order to upload it, or on your phone or at home, they can be handed over to your homeroom teacher. Once I'm done, I'd hit submit. So that's very simply how we're going to upload all of our information. While we are talking about it, let's go ahead and look at that supervisor documentation form. So the image below shows you what we're looking at. This above part, above to be completed by activity supervisor, is for you to complete, and then your supervisor would complete this information provided as signed. And we are asking at the very bottom that you and your parents sign off that these hours were completed as described above to certify that you did participate. You also have the link right below here on how to turn this in. So once you're completing your form, go ahead and take a picture and you can submit it. This again is one of our pages on our website. If I go back to the home page and scroll on down, we've seen all of our learning outcomes, our requirements, how we document. Now a little bit more about deadlines. You are more than welcome to complete an activity over the summer, but we ask that you be mindful on spreading your activities out throughout the year. Your very first deadline is December 14th, and your second deadline is May 1st. This May 1st deadline is earlier than Randolph has normally had it. This is a concrete deadline so that we can complete documentation for the rest of the school year. Please be sure that you have everything uploaded and ready to go or given to your homeroom teacher. The 8th grade students that are uploading the community project, you will have to have a supervisor documentation form signed off by your community project supervisor, and then you need to upload it. That is not on them to do so. 8th grade students will be reminded of that. The letter that you have in front of you now is also linked on our webpage. This video cast will also be linked, so you have everything that you might need regarding services action on our webpage. And again, my email is linked at the bottom, so if you do have any questions, they'll be available. As schools get in touch with me throughout the school year and summer, I will be listing activities for people to participate in. I know a lot of elementary schools reach out to us and some other community organizations. I'll be posting those on this website as they become available, so keep an eye out on that. Ladies and gentlemen, Services Action is meant to be a great support to you in allowing you a variety of ways to participate. And with our new digital upload system, I hope that we can avoid any missing documents or not being able to complete information waiting to get a form when you're at school. This is available 24/7. Just remember those deadlines of our activities fully being completed by the end of the year by May 1st, and you should have at least one submitted by December 14th. We'll remind everyone about Services Action in August when we return to school, but this is just to help you over the summer get ready. Randolph, I think we're going to do some great things with Services Action. I'm really proud of all the things we have already accomplished, and if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. You'll have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.